We'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Hi everybody, Dan Kuntz alongside Jesse Coble from Alpine Air. My heat pump there's like steam coming out of it. It's making weird noises. Is this something I need to be concerned about?
No, Dan, that's normal operation. Refrigeration technology steals heat from the outside, transfers it to the inside, and it creates frost on your heat pump. The defrost cycle melts that off, which creates steam and a little bit of noise.
That makes sense. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you.
We're back at it. It's Tuesday. Yeah, that's right, Tuesday. 13th day of June, 2023. I'm Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Please consult your physician before watching this program. 72 very mild degrees here in the big city. The weather story today, Mother Nature is going to give us some big time wind this afternoon. Very strong, potent, cold, dry air is heading our way, which is very odd for this time of the year. Here we are now mid-June, but it's going to be packing. It's not going to last very long, but it's digging pretty deep. It's heading our way. And while it's here, it's going to give us some very windy conditions this afternoon into the early evening hours. We're talking very strong winds heading our way. Forecast details are coming up, but batten down the hatches this afternoon. Going to be windy. It's also going to bring down the temperatures quite a bit for a couple of days. We warm up for a couple of days, and then just in time for Father's Day weekend, we're going to cool right back down again. We almost set a record yesterday. We had 92 up at Payne-Bourne Memorial Airport. That's where they keep track of these things. Our record high on yesterday, June 12th, 94. Almost got there. Not going to happen today. Again, wind is the big story. Wind advisory goes from 3 o'clock this afternoon till 11 o'clock tonight. Those details are on the way. News, another accident to talk about. We had 3 accidents, significant accidents in yesterday's news. We have another one to add to that list today. When we get to news in sports, a little home cooking helped the Mariners. They knocked off Miami last night, really no problems. Highlights of that. Apple Sox didn't play yesterday. They're in Springfield for a 3-game set against the Drifters before they head back home this weekend to take on Kelowna. We'll talk about that. In the back half of the program, our friends from Confluence Rotary paid me a visit yesterday. We taped it. Going to air it for you today. Rob Tidd and Brian Brennan dropping by. They are helping coordinate the Let's Have a Blast 4th of July Wing Ding on Tuesday, the 4th of July. Rob is in charge of the beer garden, so we like him. And Brian's in charge of the cornhole tournament. We like him too. If you want to participate in America's birthday by joining the big party at Walla Walla Point Park, Rob and Brian will tell you how you go about doing that. And let's begin our tour at 2 minutes after the hour. Around the valley we go. And we begin with the Wenatchee Heights camera. As you can see there, good news, they're going to go out and take care of the skeeters out there in the Haran Natural Area where the Wenatchee meets the Columbia River. It's been an acute problem this year. There's lots of standing water, lots of places for the skeeters to lay down their larvae, and then they just go crazy down there. But the PUD is going to go out and start taking care of that little problem later on today. We'll have that entire detail, by the way, in the news tonight. But it's been, especially in the Walla Walla Point Park area, all that standing water with the high river flows is it's quite uncomfortable, at least if you don't like getting bitten by a bunch of mosquitoes. But they're going to take care of that. Good morning to East Wenatchee, who gets the bulk of the love today. Jump Off Ridge is a spectacular view. You can see a few high clouds hanging around. Outside of that, that's all we got for you. Look at that, just a gorgeous view. You can see a little bit of snow way off into the distance. It's still melting. Here it is mid-June. It's been a very warm June. It was a very warm May, but it was also a quite chilly April, so these things have a tendency to even out. Good morning to the valley over the top of Wenatchee Heights, which blocks the view for the south end of town. The Orondo Rock camera says hello. Hello, Lake Aniat. Good morning to you. Way off in the distance is Mission Ridge. Little bit of Rocky Ridge Dam in the right-hand side of your screen. That's just a great view there. Lake Aniat, still high. And this is one of my favorites. Waterville camera pointed back down towards the Wenatchee Valley. That is pretty spectacular. Now you can see Rocky Ridge Dam and still quite a bit of greenery up on the slopes that face to the north. Of course, they don't get as much direct sunlight, so the moisture has a tendency to hang on a little bit longer. That's our Waterville camera pointed back down towards the Wenatchee Valley. You can see Orondo right down there in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. Beautiful view there, and a great view of Mission Ridge way up high. Good cameras today. Did I mention it's going to be windy? Wind advisory goes in effect from 3 o'clock to 11 o'clock today. These are your peak wind gusts, not the sustained winds, but the sustained winds in and of themselves are going to be pretty strong. So sustained winds this afternoon over 30 miles an hour. That's good. Gusts above 40 in the Wenatchee Valley is possible. Again, this cold front is pretty rare for the middle of June, but here it comes. And then the temperatures are going to rebound, by the way, on basically by Thursday. We'll be back to where we should be. And then, of course, we cool right back down. But it's going to be very windy today. And in the Wenatchee Valley proper, folks, the peak winds in the valley is expected between about 3 and 7, although it's going to be windy all day, all afternoon anyway, and all night, and all the way into Wednesday before the system begins to exit on Wednesday night. So it's not going to last very long, but while it's here, it's going to be very, very blustery, very strong winds. In fact, let's not waste any more time for the National Weather Service. Here we go. It's going to be windy. A couple of degrees cooler than yesterday, 92 yesterday, 88 today. The wind will be picking up in intensity as the day progresses. A good solid by noon, about 20 miles an hour. By 3, about 30 miles an hour. This is sustained winds out of the northwest. It will be windy into the overnight hours tonight. Overnight low 54. That's below normal because it is a cold front. And look how much lower our temperature is going to be. Still a little windy on Wednesday, most of it in the morning before it exits Wednesday night, but our temperatures are going to drop from well above normal. Our normal high is 77. So we're going to go from well above normal today to below normal on Wednesday, back up to near normal on Thursday with not a lot of wind to talk about. We have a nice day on Friday. Saturday, the next system comes in. It's going to make us a little breezy on Saturday, and then for Father's Day on Sunday and on into Monday, considerably cooler for this time of the year. So we're going to see our afternoon high temperatures drop below normal by the time we get to Father's Day Sunday and Monday. So we're basically going to be riding the weather roller coaster. The one thing that you do notice, sunshine and lots of it, but very windy this afternoon. And tonight, 7 minutes after the hour, we'll be back in 2 minutes with your news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
Have you been to Boswell's Furniture lately?
Yes, Boswell's has an expansive 2-story showroom filled with so many great choices for our living room, dining room, and bedroom.
Did you know that Boswell sells directly from their store inventory, so we wouldn't have to wait to get our new furniture?
Yes, plus Boswell's has free local delivery and complimentary design service to help us with the layout and fabric choices.
No waiting and amazing customer service. I mean, why would we go anywhere else?
Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
Los bebés nacen aprendiendo. En los primeros años de vida, 1 millón de conexiones neuronales se forman por segundo. El aprendizaje temprano es crítico. El programa de apoyo temprano para niños por medio de NCSD tienen profesionales listos para apoyar familias que tienen preocupación con el desarrollo de sus niños. Proveen recursos, información y apoyo individual en el hogar, en los condados de Chelan, Douglas y Grant. Favor de comunicarse. Los bebés no pueden esperar.
It's fairly calm for the most part. 72 degrees. Ain't going to be calm this afternoon, folks. Wind advisory begins at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Goes until 11 o'clock tonight. Peak winds here in the Wenatchee Valley between 3 and 7, they tell us. But it's going to be windy all afternoon, all night, and most of Wednesday. For that matter, it's 9 minutes after the hour. 5 people were hospitalized following a 4-car accident. This happened early yesterday afternoon, 14 miles north of the Blewett Pass summit. The Washington State Patrol says that 19-year-old Dominic A. Henley of Wenatchee was driving a 2008 Subaru Impreza northbound when he fell asleep at the wheel and crossed the center line. The Subaru struck the side of a southbound 2020 Toyota 4Runner before colliding head-on with a southbound 2015 Hyundai Santa Fe. The 4Runner was then struck by a northbound 2017 Nissan Rogue. The 4 occupants of the Nissan were transported to Central Washington Hospital with undisclosed injuries. The driver of the Hyundai was treated at the scene. Henley was taken to Cascade Medical Center in Leavenworth. Blewett Pass was fully blocked for over an hour. All 4 vehicles were totaled in that accident. Repaving work is underway on Highway 28 in East Wenatchee, more commonly known as the Sunset Highway. Managers are hoping the traffic interference will not be much. The State Department of Transportation has scheduled repaving for about 3 miles of Sunset Highway. It takes place only at night. The work ran from 7 last night and concluded at about 5 o'clock this morning. And then they're going to do it again tonight, same hours, 7 o'clock tonight to 5 o'clock Wednesday morning as part of the ongoing effort to improve that stretch of Highway 28, which carries about 20,000 vehicles every day. One candidate in the primary race for the Wenatchee School Board is withdrawing from consideration. Joe Cortez of Wenatchee, his name will still be on the primary ballot, but he told NCW Life yesterday he can no longer campaign for the District 4 seat due to personal reasons. And that leaves Miranda Skaliski and Kendra Martin as the 2 candidates for the seat left by departing school board member Laura Jakes. District 2 covers much of the southern portion of the Wenatchee School District. Voting, by the way, in the primary begins July 14th and ends on Tuesday, August 1st. Not 1, but 2 U.S. senators visited the Wenatchee Valley on Saturday. The idea exploring the regional agricultural economy. Washington State Senator Maria Cantwell was joined by Michigan Senator Debbie Stabenow to meet in Wenatchee with nearly 30 leaders in Washington's fruit, produce, and wine industries. The visit was a listening session as Congress is moving to reauthorize the National Farm Bill. Stenebow is the chairman of the Senate Agricultural Committee. She and Cantwell hope to expand the bill's Market Access Program, or MAP, which markets U.S. agricultural products to other countries.
I just thank her for making this trip, which, you know, when you're in the middle of the throes of what we have to do every day, and then you got to come all the way to the West Coast, it's a distance, and I appreciate her doing that because this is a key moment for all of us to think about our changing environment, the challenges of getting open the overseas markets that we want to have access to, the amount of money we want to see in ag research, the progress we want to keep making in helping this sector thrive and grow in employment. And Senator Stabenow has been on the Ag Committee. That's why she's chair now, because she's been on it since she's been in the Senate, and she and I came in together. But the important thing is that when the ag bill needed a specialty crop title, Debbie is the one who got it done. And I just want to thank her for that and thank her for. So we've been having a great apple discussion this morning. I want to thank Byron McDougall for touring us around and looking at some of the trellis work that they are doing in their growing operations. But it just shows you how economies change. agriculture changes and why you need to have a strong farm bill. And I know there are growers here and interest from all over the state, and I thank them for being here too, because there's diversity to our products. I mean, we had, I think, 2022, $8 billion in agriculture exports, and the diversity of that in our state just can't be overstated. So you'll hear from some of these different interests, but that's why Debbie and I have worked on things like the Clean Plant Network, and that's why we've worked on pulse crops in the school. Every fight that I've had to fight for us, I've had to go to Debbie to get it done, and she's just been a great advocate. She knows that MAP is going to be an important fight. She's already told me, given the budget discussions that we just had on the debt ceiling, that in ARS, if we really want to see increases, we're going to have to build a coalition. We're going to have to really explain to our colleagues and talk to people about why that's so important.
As schools are letting students out, the NCW Libraries summer program is letting kids in. The library system is offering virtual and in-person events, including workshops and storytelling sessions, activity packs, contests, and suggested books. You want to keep your kids reading throughout the long summer break. You don't want your brains to get all soft. You can sign up at the service's website, ncwlibraries.org, to register for events and download free materials. The summer program is going on as we speak, and it runs through August 31st. And an apple blossom queen who went on to screen fame in Hollywood has passed away. Noreen Nash was crowned apple blossom queen back in 1942. She was known then as Nora Bell Roth. Well, after presiding over the festival, she signed an acting contract with MGM Studios and took the screen name Noreen Nash. She appeared in The Southerner, a 1945 drama by John Renoir. She later appeared in the epic film Giant alongside Elizabeth Taylor and Rock Hudson and Montgomery Clift. Smaller roles included the low-budget sci-fi thriller Phantom from Space. Nash bowed out of acting in the 1960s to finish college and focus on writing. She published a novel and an historical memoir. She was married twice, once to celebrity physician Lee Siegel and then once more to actor James Whitmore. Noreen Nash passed away last week at the age of 99. A life well led indeed, and that's what's making news at 16 minutes after the hour. We're back to a full staff. It's vacation time, so we've got people coming in and out and taking some time off, and I'm all for that. But we got the whole crew back together again to do the news for you because, well, that's what we do. The news at 5, 6, and 10 with Grant Olson and Eric Grandstrom. 5, 6, and 10 on television. If that doesn't work into your schedule, our news will be up and running on various websites, including our Facebook page, our homepage, and on our YouTube page. And if there's a news tip out there, give us a call, send us an email, go to our website and hit the Contact Us button. It all works, as far as I know. When we come back, the Mariners are back home in the Emerald City, and I think they needed to do that because they whipped Miami up pretty good. Highlights in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
You are ready to earn your BSN degree, and we know you need a special place to take the next step in your career. You are an engaged learner who needs modern labs and equipment, hands-on support, and small class sizes. You're a busy adventurer who needs trees, mountains, rivers, and trails. As a learner, as a future RN, as an adventurer, find it in the BSN program at Wenatchee Valley College.
Did you know that nearly 50% of pet poisoning cases involve human medications and prescription drugs? Sometimes the culprit's a curious dog, but cats get into their share of trouble as well. Other times, pet owners mistakenly give their pets their own medications that are safe to people but toxic to their pets. Dr. Shauna Baez and her staff care about your pets. Go to pawsandclawsvh.com for a complete list of medications to avoid or call 888-PAWS.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese splints, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
19 minutes after the hour, Mariners got great pitching and 3 big home runs, and that's a nice combination. When that happens, you have a tendency to win, and they did. 8-1 the final over Miami yesterday at T-Mobile Park. Bryce Miller and 2 relievers combined to allow just 1 hit by the Marlins. That's it, a solo home run in the 5th inning. Meanwhile, Seattle's bats came alive early and often. The Mariners staking a 6-0 lead before the seats were even warm.
Road trip, OPS, line drive, left field. For 2, and he's going to get there easily, standing up. 1-0 Mariners here in the first inning. Teo, stay high. 1-2 pitch. That's drilled, but right at the left fielder. So he dropped it. Dela Cruz dropped it. Teo scores, and the Mariners have a 2-0 lead. Right at him. E7 all the way. The other way, sinking liner, base hit, run scored, 3-0 Mariners. Julio with another RBI, his 37th. Smurf scores. Crawford to second. Ty, high drive, deep left field. That baby's gone. Home run, Ty France. 3-run homer. And the Mariners have a 6-0 lead. Ty France doing Ty France thing. 6th home run. Takes his RBI total to 31. Little doubt. And it, the sound, the look, and the carry is a thing of beauty.
2-1. Nick Fortes, fly ball deep left field. That is gone in the Marlins' first hit. Also drives home their first run.
6-1 lead. Gino, high fly ball. Pretty good carry. Right center field. And there it goes. 5 rows deep. Gino with a home run. His second hit tonight. Home run number 7. RBI number 38. And the Mariners have a 7-1 lead. We've seen Gino go up a lot last year. And hopefully this is the time we can circle on the calendar that he got hot for Seattle. That was some big time carry going the other way.
Murphy, what a thrill for that kid. Here's a swing and a drive, deep center field. Davis racing back, and this one is gone. Goodbye baseball. Out to the batter's eye, Tom Murphy with his second home run of the season, just to the right of the 401 marker. For the Mariners, their 3rd home run of the night. And it's now the Mariners 8 and the Marlins 1. What a way to come back home before the crowd here at T-Mobile Park.
3. Count even at 2-2 with 2 outs. They get him, and the Mariners win it.
Managers got service. Happy to see Bryce Miller, the rookie, bounce back. And also we got to see the Major League debut of Ty Adcock.
Really good bounce back outing from Bryce Miller. It starts with the guy on the mound, and he struggled a little bit last couple times out. And even tonight, early in the game, the command wasn't that great, but he found a way to get through it, and thought he threw the ball really well. Got a breaking ball going. Obviously located the fastball there. He, like I said, in the 2nd inning, fortunate to get the double play ball to kind of help move it along. But really nice bounce back outing from him, and that's going to happen with young pitchers. You know, got to stay patient with him. He's continuing to learn and get better. So nice outing for him tonight. Ty Adcock got delayed on his flight, walked in the clubhouse about 4:30, stopped in my office, and you're in the game. I said, you're probably going to pitch tonight. Don't know what the spot's going to be, but he did a nice job. Threw the ball over the plate. You know, fortunate to hit some balls hard or at some people, but we'll take it. We've been on the other side of that too, and they don't hit them so hard and not at us. So nice job there. Obviously, offensively, did a lot of good things early against Luzardo. Thought we had a really good plan. We executed it. offensively, trying to get on him and understanding he's got really good stuff. Got a good fastball. His slider can wipe you out at times, but he made a few mistakes, and we jumped on it. So nice night. Obviously, it's warmer, and we saw it tonight. The ball carries in this ballpark, and I think Gino's hit that ball a few times, and it doesn't go out. Murph, normally in April and May, that ball doesn't go out, but it does, and it just changes, your whole attitude, perspective on things. But really good at bats tonight, and credit to the guys. We had a really good plan, and they stuck to it and got some results. So
Mariners and Marlins again tonight, 6:40 on Root Sports Northwest. George Kirby will toe the rubber for the Mariners. All right, to the Les Schwab American League West scoreboard. Shohei Ohtani, by the way, he's really good. If you haven't heard of him, he hit 2 home runs, including a 2-run bomb in the top of the 12th to lead the Angels over the Rangers 9-6. Shea Langeliers' 3-run double highlighted a 4-run 5th inning as Oakland won its 6th in a row, break up the A's. They beat Tampa Bay 4-3. So the Rangers lead in the American League West is 4.5 games in front of Houston. They didn't play yesterday. The Astros didn't. LA is just a game behind Houston. The Mariners are now 9 games out. Apple Sox riding a 3-game winning streak into Springfield, Oregon today. Begin a 3-game series with the Drifters. Of course, it was Springfield that took 2 of 3 from Wenatchee in their home opener for the Sox last weekend. Both teams come into tonight's contest 7-2. That's good enough for second in the West Coast League's North Division for the Apple Sox. They're behind Victoria. The Drifters lead the South. First pitch is at 6:35 tonight at the Hamlin Sports Complex in Springfield. That's just west of Eugene, by the way. And you can hear the action locally with Joel Norman on Sunny FM. All right, Les Schwab scoreboard. West Coast League play on Monday. Victoria brought 10 men to the plate in a 6-run first inning, taking advantage of 6 Port Angeles errors in the first frame. 6 errors in 1 inning. Wow. They won 12-7. Kyle Hepburn was 2 for 2 at the plate for the Harbor Cats with 2 runs, 2 RBIs, including a solo home run. Non-league action, Redmond scored 3 in the first and added on from there in a 6-4 win over Yakima Valley, and Walla Walla's Vincente Feliciano and Peyton Knowles each had 2-run triples and a 7-run 5th for the Sweets, 9-3 over Cascade Collegiate Showcase. So the standings: Wenatchee trails Bellingham by a game in the WCL's North Division. Victoria is 3rd at 7-3. Kelowna 2 games back, and then Ninoma. Those guys are trailing. Those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Tuesday. I could have chosen National Sewing Machine Day today. Today's modern sewing machines are just amazing. They're all computerized. You don't really have to do anything. I'm not too sure about that. National Weed Your Garden Day. If you have to pick one day and weed your garden's not in very good shape. But no, we celebrate a sport that, like pickleball, has taken off in the last 5-6 years. Talking about axe throwing. It's National Axe Throwing Day today. That's I did that earlier today just to see if I still had it. Axe throwing, if you have good hand-eye coordination, if you're good at, say, golf or darts, throwing a baseball to a certain target, if you have decent hand-eye coordination, axe throwing isn't that hard. Axe throwing, of course, goes back to the 19th century with lumberjacks. When they were done working for the day, they'd have axe throwing contests. So aim for the bullseye and throw. Takes a little while, takes a little practice. The axe throwing facility here in town, they'll teach you how to do it. It's not too. Now, of course, there's professional organizations. There's the World Axe Throwing League. You score points on throwing distance and accuracy and all that stuff, target size. Most axe throwing facilities have axe throwing leagues. You can form a team and go down and toss the axe around. One thing I learned when I went down to the axe throwing place, I made a mistake. I wore sandals, and the first thing they said is, you can't wear sandals. You have to drop the axe. It's not good on your toes. Makes sense to me. National Axe Throwing Day today. Celebrate with an axe thrower you love. It's 28 minutes after the hour. Today in history. 75 years ago today, an ailing Babe Ruth, dying of throat cancer. He would not live much longer. Makes his final appearance at the house that Ruth built, Yankee Stadium. It was the silver anniversary of Yankee Stadium on this date in 1948. It opened in 1923. The 1923 World Champion New York Yankees, the surviving members were on hand, the crowd singing Auld Lang Syne, and Babe Ruth makes his final appearance at Yankee Stadium. They retired Babe Ruth's number on this date. Believe it or not, after Babe Ruth left the Yankees at the end of the 1934 season, they still issued his number 3 to other players. He wasn't the only Yankee to wear number 3. Here is a newsreel footage of the events of 75 years ago today at Yankee Stadium.
Biggest cheers from 50,000 fans go to the immortal star himself, Babe Ruth. The Bambino is still the game's greatest showman, and nostalgia is thick in the vast stadium when he's greeted by another Yankee builder, Ed Barrow. Today, the Babe wears his old uniform for the last time. His famous number 3 will never be worn by another Yankee player, but will go to America's baseball shrine at Cooperstown, New York. Babe takes a cut for the cameraman. The familiar stance and swing that once made him the most fearsome slugger of them all. Yankee Stadium celebrates its birthday with one more salute to American baseball's greatest guy, Babe Ruth.
That's happened on this date 75 years ago today. 57 years ago today, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and may be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney present with you before and during questioning, and if you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you by the court at no cost. The Miranda ruling was handed down by the United States Supreme Court on this date 57 years ago today. It is now entrenched in American law enforcement. Of course, there was a big controversy back in 1966. You're tying our hands. Well, it turns out that wasn't really the case. And besides, you had the right. The only difference is they had to tell you that you had those rights. They didn't invent them. You always had them, but the only difference is law enforcement had to tell you those things after you were placed under arrest, and it was upheld by the United States Supreme Court in the year 2000. Speaking of the Supreme Court, exactly 1 year later, upon the retirement of Justice Tom Clark, President Lyndon Baines Johnson promotes Solicitor General of the United States Thurgood Marshall to become the first African-American justice on the United States Supreme Court. It took a long time for him to get approved by the United States Senate. The senators from the South did all they could to keep Thurgood Marshall from joining the court. He would eventually join the court late in September. How many African Americans have served on the Supreme Court since Thurgood Marshall? One. But he got the gig, or was nominated for it anyway, 56 years ago today. 52 years ago today, the Pentagon Papers begins publishing in the New York Times Sunday, June 13th, 1971, the inside story of how we got into the mess of Vietnam. Turns out Truman and Eisenhower and Kennedy and Johnson were fibbing to us quite a bit. It was a huge bombshell. That was on a Sunday. By Tuesday, the New York Times was prevented of publishing the Times. A federal judge issued an injunction against the New York Times saying you can't do that. You're unveiling national secrets if you do that. It was appealed, and it went up rather rapidly, and before you know it, the Washington Post got a hold of the Pentagon Papers, and they began to publish it. And finally, it was all consolidated very quickly. You know, they say the wheels of justice turn slowly, but this went to the Supreme Court in a very quick period of time. And finally, the Supreme Court ruled in Times, in Nixon v. the New York Times, the Supreme Court eventually voted 6-3 to go ahead and let the Times publish. All 9 justices wrote separately. It remains to this day the longest opinion ever issued in Supreme Court history. The Pentagon Papers were first published 52 years ago today, and it was a bombshell. And 40 years ago today, 11 years after it was launched, on this date of 1983, Pioneer 10 becomes the first man-made object to leave the solar system. It passed Neptune, the farthest planet. That was the last one. Neptune was actually outside of Pluto's orbit in 1983. It's still out there somewhere. Nobody really knows where it is. The last contact with Pioneer 10 was on January 23rd of 2003. So they were still contacting it for another 20 years. But there it goes. It's out there somewhere. And just one interesting birthday to celebrate today. It's a heavenly birthday. The man who single-handedly made long-distance running a major international sport. Paavo Nurmi, the Flying Finn. Guess where he was from? He was born in the state in 1897. He set 22 world records in long distance running between 1,500 meters and 20 kilometers. He won 9 gold medals, 3 silver medals, in the Summer Olympic Games. At his peak, he was undefeated at 121 races, 800 meters and upwards. And in his 14-year career as a runner, he never lost a cross-country race. He never lost any race of at least 10,000 meters in length. And because of him, people like to run. I'm a non-runner, part of the non-running movement. It's 35 minutes after the hour. Going to take a break. Mike McNaughty has gone to the opinion. Did I put an opinion in for Mike? I did? I can't remember if I did. And then we have Rob Tidd and Brian Brennan from Confluence Rotary. They are taking part in the Let's Have a Blast 4th of July celebration, which this year will be on Independence Day. Rob is handling the beer garden. Brian is handling the cornhole tournament, and they'll join me when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
The Clearwater Saloon and Casino has the best Vegas-style games in East Wenatchee. Come enjoy yourself and discover the nightly action. Win big and meet new friends at the Clearwater Saloon and Casino.
I chose a career at Confluence South because I wanted to help people, and I knew there would be opportunities for growth. I started as a medical assistant, but quickly advanced in my career. I received 5 promotions in only 7 years, 3 of those in management roles. Most organizations don't offer that type of growth. Now, as a career pathway coordinator, I let everyone know. Come join Confluence South. Come grow with us.
Hi everybody, Dan Kuntz alongside Jesse Coble from Alpine Air. My heat pump there's like steam coming out of it. It's making weird noises. Is this something I need to be concerned about?
No, Dan, that's normal operation. Refrigeration technology steals heat from the outside, transfers it to the inside, and it creates frost on your heat pump. The defrost cycle melts that off, which creates steam and a little bit of noise.
That makes sense. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you.
So, how's Evan?
Well, he's all grown up now, but I worry about him. So many dangers in the world. COVID, the environment, the opioid epidemic.
Yeah, I hear opioid misuse is on the rise.
I don't even know how to start a conversation with him.
This might help. GetTheFactsRx.com. There's a whole section on how to talk about opioids with your family.
Offer support, not judgment. Cool.
Talk to your family about the dangers of opioids. Visit GetTheFactsRx.com.
What's the best way to attract a wide variety of beautiful birds to your backyard? By offering the birds the right foods in expertly designed bird feeders from Wild Birds Unlimited. Whether you've been feeding the birds for a while or are just getting started, let our backyard bird feeding specialists show you how to add a little joy to your life and make nature a part of every day. Shop now for exclusive bird foods, feeders, hardware, and more. Wild Birds Unlimited. Products designed by experts. Trusted local advice.
Hey, this is Mike, Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I've always been pretty conservative, going back to my long hair hippie days, and I guess I always will be, but for the last 2 presidential elections, I did not vote Republican. And if what's-his-face is the nominee this time around, I won't vote Republican again. Now, some of my Democrat friends will say, oh, you're finally coming around. Well, the truth is I'm not coming anywhere. I haven't changed much at all. Quite frankly, it's the Republican Party that's changed, and they're driving me away. And the Democrats haven't been all that attractive either. And I don't think I'm the only one who thinks this way. This is Mike, Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion.
Coastal is celebrating 60 years, and we have you to thank for it. Stop by today for everything your country needs for the perfect summer. Whether you're camping and kayaking or spending time in your own backyard, Coastal has it all. From clothing and gear to pet food, footwear, coolers, grills, and more. The great outdoors is calling, and Coastal is celebrating. Stop by, scan the QR code, or enter online to win big prizes during our 60th anniversary. Visit Coastal today, or find us online at coastalcountry.com.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
The Lake Chelan Rotary Club invites you to experience Cycle Chelan, held June 24th, 2023. Pick your thrill from 4 rides: the Metric Century Challenge, Cycle Divino, the Lake Loop, or the Butte Blast. All profits from Cycle Chelan are used to support student scholarships and other charitable activities of the Lake Chelan Rotary Club. Cycle Chelan 2023, a route for every rider. Pick your thrill today.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom. From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places. We have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today. We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
It's Click-It RV's lowest price guarantee sale going on now at your neighborhood Click-It RV.
Be a winner like me and get the Click-It RV.
With 0 down and no payments till September, now is the time to own your dream RV.
Get the Click-It RV now. Are you going to be mad, bro?
Get never before deep discounts on trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and motorhomes. Plus the best selection, highest trade-in values ever, and a lifetime warranty. Nobody beats the discounts at Click-It RV.
I'm Richard Sherman, and we guarantee it.
On Frontage Road.
D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee provides financial services for independent-minded clients working to secure their futures. Whether it's helping construct your personal financial, retirement, or estate plan, they start with a disciplined approach and straightforward advice. An individualized approach is rooted in the values, stability, and strength their company was founded on in 1935. With offices coast to coast and personal attention you deserve right here in the Wenatchee Valley, learn more about D.A. Davidson.
Coincidentally, this year, Independence Day and July 4th fall on the same day. I mean, it's an incredible thing. It's a great coincidence. A great coincidence for these guys from the Wenatchee Confluence Rotary Club. They've been on the show before. They did last year at this time because they're putting on the cornhole tournament. I wouldn't say putting on the beer garden. They'll be hosting the beer garden and something new this year. Introduce yourselves to our television family.
Well, thank you, Dan. It's good to be here. My name is Rob Tidd. I've been a member of the Wenatchee Confluence Rotary Club for about 12 years and pleased to be here.
My name is Brian Brennan, and I'm also a Wenatchee Confluence Rotary member and cornhole tournament promoter, I guess.
Promoter, yeah. And you're also, I believe, with the club, you're in charge of like getting new members, right, and asking people about that. And I think aren't you like the prez or something?
Well, I'm actually the incoming president. I'll be starting July 1st, and yes, we're always looking for people that are interested in giving back to the community. So if anybody's interested in Rotary, I would love to talk to them.
We were talking. We have a mutual friend who mentioned to me that your particular Rotary Club is one of the few service clubs that have seen quite a bit of growth in membership. Some of them it's been kind of stable or stale. Some have actually seen membership go down as older members exit their earthly vessel. I'm trying to get the best way to put it. But you guys are you're growing. You're getting more and more members, and that's great.
It's been great, and I think it's because we're so involved in the community. We do things in the community as well as around the world, and people like to give back when they can and volunteer, and we have so many opportunities for people that would like to do that.
And it's not just Rotary. There's all this is an amazing community when it comes to service clubs, isn't it? They all do great work. Lions clubs, all the other Rotary clubs, they're out there. No rivalries. Everybody seems to like each other. So
that's right.
And you were on the best behavior at the All Service Club luncheon, I'm sure.
Of course. Yes. Yes. Yeah. We even had a presence at the Pride Festival. So that's the kind of thing that we want to be involved in. It's just everyone we want to be all inclusive, and everyone has a reason to get involved, and that's what we're all about.
Well, let's start out by talking about the cornhole tournament. It is back, right?
It is.
It is back. What does one have to do to play cornhole and win trophies? Because that's all you get is trophies, but they're nice trophies.
Oh no, actually the top prize also wins a customized set of boards.
Oh wow!
That are official American Cornhole Association boards. Very nice, a whole set, and we'll customize them however they want them. That's for the first place team, and then we have trophies for first, second, and third. $20 a person, $40 for a team, and everyone gets a T-shirt.
What constitutes a cornhole team?
So two people on a team, and this tournament will be a 3-round round robin, which means everybody will get 3 games. That round robin tournament will then seed people, and then we'll do a single elimination tournament at the end.
It sounds like somebody has to be real organized. Is that your department?
Yes.
All of a sudden, real worried. I'm real worried now. This guy's in charge of that. Do you even know what a spreadsheet is?
Yeah, well, we've got this. There's actually an app that we use, and fortunately, that's where you can register. In fact, if you know what the Scoreholio app is, you can go find it, and you can find our tournament and register right now if you want. You just look for tournaments locally, and you'll find our tournaments. It's called Stars, Stripes, and Cornhole.
Oh, okay. Is there divisions, or is it just everybody's in the same division?
Everybody's in the same division. We like just throwing everybody into the melting pot. It's awesome.
Well, it's cornhole. It's not like physically demanding.
No. However, it is important to note that this is for people that are 21 and older, because in order to get into the cornhole tournament, you must go through the beer garden.
The beer garden, right.
And hopefully on the way to the cornhole tournament, you'll stop and have a beer or a glass of wine.
We do encourage that. It's going to be a couple hours of cornhole tournament, so you might as well imbibe.
In fact, I believe it is required by law that one consume alcohol while they're playing.
Yes, if you're right-handed, your left hand has a beer, the right hand throws the bag. It's really important. Sometimes it's the other way around, but
physically, with the layout at Walla Walla Plant Park, Rob, where exactly is the beer garden going to be?
It's going to be in Shelter 1.
Okay.
And then and that'll be enclosed with the cornhole tournament, so it'll be centered around Shelter 1. And just outside the cornhole area, we're going to have a special edition this year. We are going to have a salmon bake. So Randy Lewis, who's also a member of our club, he's also a member of the Pasquosa Indian tribe, is actually going to put on a salmon feed. So that's going to happen between 12 and 3 o'clock. We're really excited about it, and I think this will complement the other events that we're also sponsoring.
And this was a bit of a gamble when you were hooked up with Kelly Kennedy at Impact Events, who's running the Let's Have a Blast 4th of July celebration. You got to change things up. You got to make things interesting so people will go every year. The beer garden was, well, do we do it or not? Turned out it was a great success. And last year was the first cornhole tournament, right?
That's right.
And you pulled it off.
It was tons of fun. Everybody had a great time. It rained 3 or 4 times, and it was still fabulous. Everybody stayed. Everybody played. It was a lot of fun, and it's a great thing. We actually support the Chelan Douglas Casa with this tournament, so that's where all the proceeds go. Our club is basically, sponsoring it, and then we give all the registration proceeds to Chelan Douglas Casa.
The beer garden rules are usually the same. You fork your money down, you get a token, and then you can go and get whatever kind of beer you have.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, everything is going to be in cans so that we can recycle everything. And in fact, with the salmon feed, we're going to have compostable utensils, plates, because we're really concerned about the environment, and this is just another avenue for us to help Mother Earth.
If you've ever been to a salmon feed put on by Mr. Lewis, it's phenomenal. It is. The guy knows what he's doing. It is the traditional way of preparing the salmon. It's so good. It's so good. Any side dishes that go with the salmon, or you just?
Yes, we're going to have. It's going to be more of a meal, not just a piece of salmon. We haven't decided exactly what we're going to do yet, but it'll be a full meal.
Okay, good. That's what we like. Because if you're going to be drinking beer and throwing cornhole, playing cornhole, you might as well have a full stomach when you're doing it. So when does the cornhole? Now the beer garden opens at noon. Is that right?
It's going to be noon, and we will close it at 9 because we want to make sure that that's all shut down before the fireworks start.
And the cornhole tournament begins at?
It's going to begin at 3, but we're going to start live registering. You could register in advance, but if you come there and you're not registered, you can still get registered there between about 1 and 3. So you can kick it off at about 3.
If you show up with your $40 for a team, you're in.
We're going to get you in.
You're going to get
unless we're loaded. So we are limited.
Ask you that. Yeah.
We are limiting it to 40 teams. So just because, for time's sake, if we have any more than that, it could just take too long. But anyway, that's going to be great. Yeah, you can show up and do it on site. It'd be awesome.
And again, this year, because I think last year you just gave away trophies, right? But this year you're actually giving away a set.
It was the same. It was the same prize last year.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, okay. But the trophies last year were like 8 feet tall. I'm not really sure what they are this year, but it's going to be great. You're going to love it, and you're going to want that trophy on your on your shelf in the garage, because that's where your wife will put it.
Yeah, because your wife doesn't want it anywhere near the den or the living room. For folks who want to sign up in advance so they know they're going to be one of the 40, they don't want to take any chances. What do they do, Brian?
Well, again, you could go to the app Scoreholio and look for local tournaments called Stars, Stripes, and Cornhole. Easy to find if you're familiar with the app. You can go on there and register. You could call me if you like. My phone number is 509-209-4862, and I could register you. And also, we are having sponsorships as well. We're offering sponsorships this year, $200, and bring your own banner. And what we'll do is we'll put your banner up on the fence all around the cornhole tournament, and throughout the tournament we'll say a piece about your business.
Do you fancy yourself much of a cornhole? Are you any good at it?
No.
At least he's honest. Yeah. This guy sucks at golf, but he would never admit that. I can tell you that much at all. Talk about your organization, your Confluence Rotary. What else is on your guys' plate as we get into summer of 2023? You guys always have projects going on.
Well, as I mentioned to you earlier, Dan, our club staffs the concession stands at all the events at the Town Toyota Center. In fact, we have at least one event that's happening there at the Town Toyota Center. And it's been a great fundraiser for us. Obviously, it's been a great partnership, and we will continue to do that. And honestly, we're looking forward to the next hockey season.
I'm a huge fan of CASA, court-appointed special advocates. Was that when you guys sit down to your charity committee? How do you pick who gets what nonprofit gets your dough and your love and your warmth?
That's an interesting one, because this one was actually, I picked this one because I have a connection with CASA, with our family. So, and we just love the cause. Court-appointed special advocates are advocating for kids who can't really do it for themselves. And the cool thing is they're volunteers, so they don't have an agenda one way or another. They write the reports and report it to the court. So, but it does take an organization to train them, recruit them, schedule them, stuff like that. So it takes an organization to do that. So when they're all volunteers, you still need the organization, needs some funds, and that's what we're raising it for. So I actually picked this one, but the club's very big-time supporter of CASA as well. So that's kind of why. So we're doing it for the same group as we did last year.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Again, if you're just joining us, it's an amazing coincidence. The 4th of July and Independence Day, same day this year, on Tuesday, July 4th. We love that. I'm not going to work real hard on Monday the 3rd, for that matter. For more information, again, just go to that website, the app, and get signed up. Because I think you'll get 40 teams before Tuesday
the
4th.
That would be great.
I think you probably will. It's good to see you. I love that.
Thank you.
Love that shirt.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, it's that time of year.
Yeah.
So
somewhere there's a Volkswagen that's missing its seat cushions. Good to see you, my friends. Come back. Let's talk about this one more time before we get closer and closer to Independence Day.
Be happy to.
Good enough?
Yep.
You can come. You call ahead. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Motion e-bikes is rolling out its new line of Aventon e-bikes. Come in today and save $300 on the top-selling Aventon Adventure. Motion is Central Washington's home for affordable e-bikes, located in the Mills Brothers building in downtown Wenatchee.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
Boating in the Wenatchee Valley starts at Bob File Boats and Motors. Now you can fish like a pro without breaking the bank thanks to the ProMag aluminum fishing boat by Smokercraft. It features a great layout with a spacious bow casting platform, huge live wells, and in-floor storage to safely stow your gear. See the Smokercraft line of boats at Bob File Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
Bob File Boats and Motors. We're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
55 minutes after the hour, it is 75 degrees, excuse me. We've already warmed up 5 degrees since this show started, and it's starting to pick up in wind. We'll get to that forecast in just a little bit. That's the big story today, is the wind, but we have a little bit of time, and so we thought we'd take one more tour around north central Washington, the Wenatchee Valley, with our Valley View cameras. So Uriah's going to change these up on me. When we do the show at the beginning, we know what cameras we're going to use because we coordinate that, but now I'm going to have to guess, and that obviously, as I look at that, is San Francisco, California. Tremendous view there. That's of course, you can see the golden. Oh, wait a minute. That's the Smalls camera. I'm sorry, that's my bad. Camera number 2. There you go. Dallas, Texas chimes in. Nope. I'm sorry. That's Kashmir. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Kashmir from our Appalachians camera. You can see it's moving around a little bit. It's an exposed ridge. It's going to get caught in the wind. That's going to happen. Our third camera on our tour that I don't know what they are. Wait a minute, that's back to the Waterville camera, I believe. Is that Hose? That's Hose Landing. Shows you what I know. Okay, that's basically across the river from Antioch. That's a way to go, Uriah. It's still looking down towards the Wenatchee Valley, but that's the Hose Landing camera there. We need to use that one more often. I like it. And finally, the fourth camera on our tour. Ooh. That's either McNeil Canyon or Waterville. That's rude. Okay, that shows you what I know. That's not rude. Is that rude? Oh, it is rude. Okay, my bad. That's okay. That's still up in the Waterville Plateau, of course. You see the high clouds up there. Waterville's going to be windy. Moses Lake, everybody's going to be windy. Forecast details are coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
You are ready to earn your BSN degree, and we know you need a special place to take the next step in your career. You are an engaged learner who needs modern labs and equipment, hands-on support, and small class sizes. You're a busy adventurer who needs trees, mountains, rivers, and trails. As a learner, as a future RN, as an adventurer, find it in the BSN program at Wenatchee Valley College.
right, the winds are starting to pick up. The high clouds are starting to roll in. There is a rather potent cold front ready to come pay us a visit. It's going to roll in this afternoon. This kind of weather pattern is pretty rare for the middle of June. Here's a quick slide for the National Weather Service. This is your peak wind gusts later on this afternoon. For the Wenatchee Valley proper, they're expecting the winds to be at its peak, at its strongest, between 3 and 7 today, but it's going to be very strong all day, all night, and almost all day Wednesday before it finally calms down. Real quickly for the National Weather Service, very windy today. Wind advisory starts at 3, goes until 11 o'clock tonight. Still warm, but it's a cold front, and it's a very dry cold front. So look how much cooler we're going to get on Wednesday. Still windy on Wednesday, a little bit warmer on Thursday, not a bad Friday. Then another cold front comes in on Father's Day weekend. That's it for us. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Small town, big deal. But we're getting proud in Minnesota. For a farm boy like me, this is the Olympics. We dig up some dirt at the World Championships of Plowing.
Plus, hooked on a feeling, Jan and Rodney's great walleye fish-off.
Oh, golly. Yep, got one.